Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I am your benevolent host, the God Penguin. Things are going good. I think that we're making good progress. You know, we got a navigator now. They can't see the light of the Emperor. That is a little concerning, yes, but it could be worse. It could be worse. And we got some good loot out of it, I think. It looks like I did level up, so I think we all leveled up. Alright, I'm gonna quickly run through this and we'll be right back. Okay, everybody's all leveled up, which is good. Now, I think currently, can we, well, we can kind of talk to people if we want to. I don't think we need either. I think we could, I think we need to kind of do more important things. So, we've got the prison planet. We've got an unidentified void ship. I'm sorry, what? We've also got this. Scan is required. Ooh, you see, now I'm a bit curious about that. What else we got here? We got Machine Spirit Keeper, land on Norris. We do sort of need a Tech Priest. That seems pretty important. Kinda wanna go scan this though. Scan that. Okay. The mobile mining outpost is assembled in... we don't have any. This mod can be deployed on practically any world. Okay. Interesting. I think Tech Priest is pretty important. Let's go do that. There is some commotion on the officer's deck. The lady navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassia to the... Oh, guys, I don't have time for this. I don't... Oh, wow. Yeah, she's got 3 eyes. Alright, move on. I ain't got time for this. This is a waste of my time. What's going on? I can't see.
Oh. Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
What do you think you're doing? I did not give you permission to leave the bridge. The lesser titles notice of to hold everyone's attention all the time. You're fond of reading? Should I be nice? We should try to be nice. We'll try to be nice. She just wants to home. We're nice guy.
I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Oh, that's nice. Must have shaken you. Yeah.
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders. But it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Damn. Okay. She's tough. I like her. She's gone through some bad stuff, but she's surviving. I think my character would kind of relate to that given his backstory. So, are my servants not measuring up to your standards, though?
No, it is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself. He is well accustomed to my whims and preferences.
Ah, that's fair. Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the holds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes the topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is unsurprising then that Cassia prefers to accompany of one who is used to how she looks. Ah, I see.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior in your question just now insulting. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
I mean, she doesn't seem that bad. I don't really know how to go with this conversation now. It is indeed difficult for me to feel empathy for a mutant. Quite right. So mind your manners, blah blah. You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it is just as natural to share them with others. Is this a romance option? Wait, is there romance in this game? I didn't really think about that. Give me a brief moment. I'm gonna find out if there's romance options in this game, because I don't wanna pull like a Baldur's Gate 3 Gale moment, accidentally hit on her and then Right. I think it does. Alright, I'm back from my little alright, as I look, romance options are a thing. I did kind of spoil it for myself. I did look at the romance options and I was like, is a romance thing something that I want to pursue in this game? I kinda think it would be kinda funny. And like, again guys, hear me out. Hear me out. I might I'm not gonna lie, hear me out guys. I'm trying to see if it's a good roleplay thing. We don't really have anything against mutants, so I don't really see any problem with that. Plus she's extremely faithful in the Emperor, which is a bonus for us, so that's good. I think we go for it. Let's see if we can... Yep.
Lord Captain? So many colorful sparks are flaring to life and dimming all around you. It is a veritable ocean of emotions. There are so many of them that I can barely see the pure white sincerity of your words.
Oh, damn. Okay, that... I don't know if I was that sincere. Damn,
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forgot that your attendant is just staring at me. He's just there. This is kind of... Oh, this is a bit awkward now.
At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
Okay, we got dialogue options. I'm afraid I must return to my duties. I'm in the habit of finding amusement at the expense of people. Check, I understand what you're going through. My own life has turned upside down not too long ago. But I find childish your manner of addressing me as if you were a friend. God damn, there are some like rude options. You could just be a horrible person in this game. I would rather we find amusement elsewhere, perhaps in the... Oh. No, that's too soon for that. Gentlemen. We're gonna be a gentleman. They make fun of lazy, especially no one who's captivated me since... Okay, that's a bit cheesy. I understand what you're going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so... private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers.
Private.
Why did they all leave?
With your servant staring at me still. Very private. Would you prefer to proceed? Damn! What's with the horny options? Ah, okay. Nah, we're not. Nah, we're not. That seems kind of cheesy, but these other ones seem very neutral or rude. Try the cheesy line, if I may be so bold as to presume. My subjects must have found themselves overcome by your rare beauty as I have. That's cheesy. That's horrible. I bet it would work though.
Words like that, Lord Captain, could easily be misconstrued. You should familiarize yourself with some of the works in your library to learn the appropriate manner of conversing with a lady.
Yeah, you're right. Expression of polite indifference, Cassia covers her burning face and swiftly exits the room. I think it worked. I think we got it. Oh, again, bro. I kind of blame you for ruining the vibe. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Well, I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot we even had this room. Oh, that's right. We had a combat sequence here. Alright, well, back to the bridge. Let's move on with what we were trying to do before, which is get ourselves a tech priest. Tech priest. We've got to stay focused. Stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Unidentified void ship, though. No, we need a tech priest. We got ship problems out the wazoo, Red. Oh my god. Emperor, give me strength. Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seemed to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Wassarian's voice in any case. Oh. Can we not? I have other, I think, way more important things to worry about. But okay. What do you want? What? This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I say you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Oh man, you're getting reported. Ooh. Lord Captain, Lieutenant, a real event, requesting permission to speak. on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. Having two of us bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable. I'm very sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic times called for drastic measures. This matter cannot wait any minute now. An assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary, but I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. In no hurry to intervene, let's let us half. He glances at Sorbeck, who is standing not far from him. She maintains a stony expression. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Westurian, and to intervene in what's happening in the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. I'm sorry. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me? I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, is in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule. Across the entire ship, it took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution, was on the verge of gathering people to fight against the tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient forces to deal with it. But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malignants directly, he will quell the unrest. I dread to think the problem will be to stir the rogue trader with names. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. Where is Seneschal coming into all this? I shall explain. Okay, here we go. I beg you to hurry. Time is running out. I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. Okay. You see, out loud, I like you, man. But this is important. There is an established order to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars of the system is the rogue trader's attention to not distracted by trivial matters. It is essential the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so, of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship. You were far too heavy-handed. Was Syrian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink. Now there is a strike on the lower decks in Depot 4, to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved. Many more are passively supporting them. Okay. Master at Arms, the ships and forces report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Captain, unlike Lieutenant Venter, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. That being said, while I entirely share Master Warren's opinion on what says, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced. I see you have decided to follow the Lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit. And you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey the superior, or one where I would overrule their order or show favoritism? Non-essential. There was the case entire time like that, but this is a really long issue. Okay, I have served before the board. If anyone here to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct as regard have always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. Look, Captain, I swear that Seneschal Westurian has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions, although he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know at least a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure that they continue to strive. To prepare new generations of these servants, to instruct them, and to separate them, blah. The ship has blah blah, but forces, officers, technicians, and stewards, blah 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 blah. Okay, we need to move on. What the heck is going on here? Explain yourself. Ship searchers state that the Master of Arms is responsible for resolving all matters related to the ships and forces. Yet, it is It's no secret that Seneschal has a tendency to show partially those enforcers and officers whom he seems deemed particularly promising at given times permission to approach him for tutelage. I cannot deny my sworn's experience and insight. Seneschal has a record of fostering students who has indeed achieved much and demonstrated impeccable performance. However, extending such patronage over the head of the oh my god, there's so much talking. I'm sorry. This is like, I thought this was going to be a quick issue. This is not. Today, enforcing Seneschal report an order from the Master at Arms they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they will go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal orders. I notice a pattern in these actions. I see. Shining some of my union and here today. Only myself to blame, I suppose. So how did all this start? Well, over 80 minutes, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet in the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the searches brought tensions between the enforcers and the workers to a head. Abelard, I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of the Protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. Oh my god. Lord Captain, to go down the lower deck, stop the assault unit, speak directly to the people. See that they are not lying or harboring heretics. They will. That way you will stop the uprising before it begins. I've had enough. I will go down to lower decks and deal with this person. You know what? After all this, yeah. Send me down. Shut up. I don't even want to read that. I don't care. I'm sorry. We're going down. We're fixing this issue. Alright. Let's move on. I'm sure they're not happy with it, but it is what it is. Alright, what's going on? And they threw acid at my boy. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace the locals with servitors. Did you hear they were shouting your name? The people who dared to disrespect us. Did you hear they were shouting your name? Of course they were. The organizations of daily routine life of the ship rest upon my shoulders to maintain challenges. You know what? You're just being difficult. You're being very difficult, Adelard. I think you're kind of causing problems. I think you need a change in perspective. In fact, my patience is wearing thin. I've given you an order. Now get out of my way. Cannot comply with that order, ma'am. This is my deck and my sector. So long as the area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down: the officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Your Lordship. What's the situation? Your Lordship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation under control as far as resources and land. Under control, Lieutenant? I came here to lead and investigate unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate repression and firing squads, and you, Vent, are stepping away from facing charges yourself. Give us all a shout. I will speak to the strikers. He restrains himself and says nothing. Yes, shut up, Abelard. Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. I will speak to them. I'll get this sorted. Don't even worry about it. You're all about to see...
Let us not dawdle.
Where are we going? We going this way? Oh, we're going this way. Okay. Hello. Alright. Okay, let's use those strikers. Lord Captain, you have come down to us. Tell me what is troubling. Why are you striking? That's news to us, your lordship. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Ribbit. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They sat there looking for gold. Just one wrong word and we're reaching for their... one wrong word and they're reaching for their bands. If they want to punish someone, they turn off their heating to hold bays for a week at a time so we get sick and freeze. My clan, 2 little ones have died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. Except, interrupt, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned. She quietly whispers, "Don't quick prayer," and makes a sign. It's all true. Vent is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as day, who had a mother from the lower decks and grew up in ships and ship. We're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servants. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. So nothing use. Persecution started, I promise, of nothing you say. I was told that one of you has found a possession of a cultist amulet. And there are heretics hiding down here. Cultist amulet, what's that? Gewgaw they found on the dead drunkard? Something evil or forbidden we sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people. There have been no new faces around. Definitely not. They're the first to report them. And as for the amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when their fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with, nobody's ever tread those decks and boots so fine. I can tell you that. It seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us. There would no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We didn't know any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers in the servo motor, the same way grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling to us, your worship. We are people of faith. Weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of Archang's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? Told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. The last time we saw a confessor in our sector, it was just after it. I'd had my... Cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame on the beast's cowl of those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who was not there, or the scavenger who brought evil down on himself and their neighbours? Well said, Argent. Well said. How do you explain that? Here's an explanation for it. People have been pushed to the limit, and now they're lashing out, as if we don't know why these top decks units are being sent down here like the won't let pass. The clans are all inside the bay. It's been sealed off, but the lower decks are big. I'm sure there are some people who've had just about enough. Again, besides, the soldiers have encircled the ones who set up, but death squads just arrived. It's no wonder folks are lashing out. The words seem sincere to you. Their body language and glances traded between them reveal that news of attack has shocked them. See, it's a good thing we've got all this intelligence and awareness stuff. What changes do you want? If you look at that, the exalted Calicos of asking bilge rats, what do we want? Here's what we want. We want you to rein in your damned forces, to quit running off the heat and stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if the cultists do show their faces. My clan for 20 years. Okay. You've gone too far, old man. I will never let the maggots on the lower decks live with the enforcers breathing down their necks. They'd probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks too. So weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. Once they stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist body and we'll talk to them. One lower decker to another. If there are any more of the damn about, we'll hand them over to enforcers ourselves. Me in mind. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. Okay. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons in our untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands and we will consider the rest. Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions, and I don't know a single person in the whole depot floor who stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now's no time to be on the stubborn old croon. 3 clans of Depot 4 are to act as 1. Okay. turret ganging up on me. Is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. Okay, alright. But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's great. Just fantastic, Lord. We're all agreed. Alright. Persecution will stop, and we'll expect you to assist in locating any remaining arms or weapons left by the cultists. Thank you. Abandon us, lower deckers. You came in yourselves and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. And we got some fuel and provisions. Nice. Of course, your lordship. Root our nasty business faster than the enforcers and will leave no stone unturned. I have faith in them. We didn't really see
money to be made.
We didn't really see any like lack of sincerity. Like we managed to like we managed to see that they were sincere, and I think that's good. An urgent matter discussed with Lord Captain. Please give us a moment. All right, here we go. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, our rabble will welcome them in open arms and allow them to wreak havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of von Valancien's protectorate? You allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would. I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember, Lord Captain Theodora, do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate as any true strategist and road trigger out. Trifling matters. She wouldn't have wound up dead. There is a new Lord Captain aboard this ship now, and I will not repeat her mistake. Okay, that's gonna piss him off. No, let's not do that. I would be only too willing to trust in my ascension and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation has spiraled out of your control, Abelard. Give me a reason why I should continue to listen to your advice and trust in your judgment. Right now, I don't see any. You lost control, man. You're right. At least as concerns junior officers making complaints directly to you. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain. I believe I ought to explain myself. The prosperity of von Valancien's protector is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. It's because I saw in the Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. The rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. They create impulse, was entirely lacking during the time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I came from a long line of officers embarked. Okay, damn. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers and scouring virtues and advancement of the entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. Then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismical active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly without fear or appearing weak. All this has come to a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible, and to do that I must insulate you from problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. The procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. Right, okay. Damn. Theodora should trust in established procedures, and she died. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain. Rogue trader, accept and start living in a new world. It's just as important to me. You are the only person who has comprehensive knowledge of how things run the ship. I think the future will follow your recommendations. Theodora created, and I trust that the situation is apparent in these ships, otherwise smooth operations. Since the established procedures are working, I see no reason to change them. I've seen plenty of sentiment and handwriting in recent days, but very little competence. I have no plans to rely on your judgment or your tried and tested procedures in the future. God damn. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain. Rogue trader, accept it and start living in the new world. A world where Theodora is gone and where you and I have new decisions to make. Yes, Lord Captain. Your resolve is admirable and shall remember this moment, should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. Now, please let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places. Okay. We got there in the end. That was a lot of dialogue. I forget how much dialogue is in parts of this game. And we've kind of been at this for like a long while now. I might need to, I'm not gonna lie, I might need to cut out some of that whole thing. That was a lot. It gets to a point as well where it's like when it's so much dialogue and you're having to read it all, it just gets tiring. And you just can't be bothered reading it all. So I'm not sure if that's something, if this is stuff you guys want me to keep in, or if you guys would prefer me to stick to the main story. If like something really interesting pops up, I think I'll keep it in. But I think for the most part we're gonna have to skip stuff like that. I think that it's if we go through all of those, we'll be in this playthrough forever. So I think stuff like that will from now on we'll skip ahead. I'll show important parts, I'll do quick like run-throughs in the future. But yeah, because looking now, I've been recording this for almost an hour already, and it was just essentially, for most of that, was just that little situation that I probably just could have skipped, like quickly skimmed through that, skipped through and got to the end, and we could have been doing something more important like the actual main story. I don't know if you guys agree. Again, let me know. I'm probably gonna have to end this part here. Maybe end the episode here, I'm unsure. I'll probably continue with another part once I have time to record. I'm just kind of out of time to record. So I'll decide what to do. If I think it's just a waste of time, I might just do in the next, when I come back to record, I might just go, so that was a waste of time. Essentially, this happened, and then this happened. Who knows? We'll see how we go. But I'm gonna have to end it there. I've got lots to do. We'll be back in a bit.